What's up, YouTube? Doomwake here. Welcome back to another modern video on the channel. As always, before we continue, make sure to hit the like and subscribe button. Let me know in the comment section below what you thought of the video. Today we're going to actually be doing a VOD of the stream that we did on, I think it was Wednesday. We did a league with the Rhinos deck. This is what I currently perceive to be, at least in my opinion, I believe this might be the best deck in the format. I know there's some contention between this and Blue-Red Murktide and Hammer Time and Elementals, but for my money, I think this is currently the best deck that the deck that gives you the best chance of winning right now. And I wanted to give you guys some content with this. I know that we did a Rhinos video a couple weeks back, but I just uploaded a sideboard guide to my Discord. So it's going to be available to all Twitch subscribers. I'll drop a link for the Discord as well as the Twitch in the description below if you want to go ahead and check that out. And this is the list that I used for the sideboard guide, and I went really in depth on a lot of the matchups. So I think there's a lot of good stuff in there. So if you want to win your next Modern Tournament, I would highly recommend playing this deck and checking out the sideboard guide. I'm not going to spend too much time on the deck tech here because there's not a lot of changes. The only thing worth noting is I went down a Prismari command back up to the 23rd land. And there's a lot of spots, especially with the Gemstone Caverns, where you're cutting the Gemstone Caverns on the play because if it's in your opening hand, it only works when it's on the draw. So there's a lot of spots where you're actually cutting it. So that is something to consider. But yeah, I think the Gemstone Caverns offers you a lot of utility in a lot of matchups, and a lot of your bad matchups are decks that are trying to go faster than you, and the Gemstone Caverns, when you're on the draw, can be a really, really big difference between winning and losing. So I think it is worth it. Also, the format is kind of moving a little bit away from Hammer Time and more towards the DRC Ragavan stuff. And I'm not a huge fan of Prismari command against them because it's slow, clunky. There's a lot of spots where sometimes they just make Channeler, Dragon's Rage Channeler that is, into a 3/3 before you can even get to 3 mana. So sometimes your 3 mana removal spell is not even killing their 1 mana creature. And it also doesn't kill Murktide Region. There's just a lot of spots where it's a little clunky. That being said, it is still worth playing because it pitches to both Fury and Force of Negation, which we do have 4 copies of each, and there is some utility between like killing Chalice of the Void, killing Void Mirror, so it comes up in enough spots where I think the 3 copies are good, but we're going away from the 4th copy. I have tried versions with 0 Furies, more, upwards of 4 Dead Gons, and things like that, but I think for my money, when I tried those versions, I was kind of losing a lot to early Dragon's Rage Channeler Ragavan starts, and I think that's kind of where Fury shines when they have, when they go Channeler into Ragavan or vice versa. Fury can kind of clean up the board before they sort of get rolling and can buy you a lot of time, which is usually what you need in those matchups. So I'm a big fan of Fury. We still have 1 copy of Dead Gone as well as 1 in the sideboard because there are, it is your only turn 1 play against an opposing Ragavan, so that's important. And the ability to bounce Murktide Region after they play it is pretty big too. They get into these spots where they exile almost all their spells to make it 8/8 Murktide, and if you can bounce that, they might be able to replay the Murktide, but it's going to be a lot smaller, which is more manageable. Like, if the Murktide is a 4/4 or smaller, then it just trades for half of your Crashing Footfalls, which is pretty good for you. And then the rest of the deck, nothing really has changed. 4 Bone Crusher, 4 Bar, it's just all 4 ofs. All the good cards play 4 of them. And then the flex spots, the Dead Gone, the Murktide, the 3 Prismari commands, those are kind of the spots that fluctuate. I think you could maybe sell me on cutting 1 Fury, but for now I think 4 is where you want to be. And the Murktide region has been really awesome for me. I think the first Delve card in a deck like this that doesn't have any other Delve cards is mostly pretty free because, you're not drawing 2 copies ever, you only have 1 copy. And you do have a decent number of, 11 fetch lands, and Violent Outburst puts 2 spells in the graveyard because it's Outburst plus Crushing Footfalls. You have free spells between Force of Negation and Fury, and yeah, you just, trade a lot up the curve, and there's a lot of spots where casting a Murktide on, turn 4, holding up a 2-mana interactive spell can be pretty good. So I'm a big fan of the Murktide region. Again, I don't think you want a second copy, but the first copy is usually pretty free, so I'm a big fan of that. And then as far as the sideboard is concerned, not much has changed. The only thing, like the notable absence from the sideboard that a lot of people have is endurance. And I sort of touched on this in the sideboard guide when I was going over the card choices. I'm not the biggest fan of endurance because it doesn't really line up the way you want it to. In the sense of it's really good. Like the best matchups where that endurance is good against, obviously Mill. We're gonna put Mill aside for a second, but the Dragon's Rage Channeler Ragavan decks, it's supposed to be good against those. But it's kind of bad for two reasons. One, when you're on the draw and you have an endurance, if you're planning on hard casting endurance on turn 3, sometimes they can just go, Thought Scour into Fetchland Bauble and put a Murktide Regent into play before you even have the opportunity to cast it. So, first and foremost, that is one of the reasons I don't like it that much. It's not actually the best against Murktide Regent. And when it's good against Murktide Regent, you're basically exiling a card from your hand. You're 2 for 1ing yourself just to exile their graveyard, which is bad for two reasons. One, their deck is really good at refueling their graveyard. They have Thought Scours, they have Baubles, they have Cantrips, they have Fetch Lands. So even if you can exile their graveyard on turn 2, they can likely just refill their graveyard in a turn cycle or 2 at the most. So you're down a card, and you're not really accomplishing that much. It's not like, exiling their graveyard is not backbreaking like it is against Living End or Dredge or something like that. Now, you do lose percentage points in those matchups with that endurance, but the main target here is the Dragon's Rage Channeler decks. And in those matchups, the fact that it's card disadvantage sometimes. Now, obviously, when you hardcast it, it's not card disadvantage, but usually it's too slow, especially on the draw when you're planning on hardcasting it. And in those spots, I'd much rather just have Fire Spout, which is why you see I have 2 copies here. I've had 1 in the past, but I'm going up to 2. And that's, I think, the biggest reason that I like Fire Spout is it catches you back up when you're behind. Like when you're bringing in Dead Gone, you now have 6 bounce spells for Murktide Regent plus Disputes, so you can handle Murktide Regent a lot more effectively in the post-board games. And the games that I found that you lose when you have more answers to Murktide are the games where they're applying a lot of pressure early and kind of swarming you with multiple channelers and Ragavan and those kind of starts. And that's where Fire Spout really comes in handy. So basically we cut the endurances for these 4 cards, and these are still all cards that come in against Blue-Red Murktide. So it's like we still have the same number of cards to bring in, but we just are attacking them from a different angle, whereas, I think Endurance is not the best against them. Now, that being said, you do lose percentage points because you don't have Endurance against Mill, against Dredge, against Living End. I get that. But I think those decks are, A, not nearly as much of a metagame share as the Blue-Red Murktide deck, and B, those are all kind of decks where Force of Negation is just, not lights out, but it's really good against them. So I think between Force of Negation and a fast game plan, you can find ways to beat those decks without needing to play Endurance. And I think because I don't like Endurance that much against Dragon's Rage Channeler, that's why I don't like playing it. The rest of the sideboard, pretty much the same. And then again, the copy of Dead Gone in the sideboard is mostly just a hedge for the Blue-Red matchup because it kills Ragavan on the draw, which is your only turn 1 play, to answer an opposing Ragavan, and it also bounces Murktide Regent. And then, again, we already went over Fire Spout. And then Klothys is a card that's decent against Murktide, and it's also really good against the Grixis Lurrus decks. Well, anything sporting Lurrus. Some of the newer Lurrus versions have gone to white to splash for Prismatic Ending, but like Grixis and Rakdos just don't really have a good answer to it. Once it's on the battlefield, it's, as long as you can sort of keep them off of a really big threat, which is not that difficult because they're playing Lurrus, they don't have Murktide Regent. So your removal spells are all usually pretty good. So as long as you can keep the battlefield clean, which shouldn't be too difficult, Klothys can really take over the game. So that pretty much covers the changes that we have made. Again, this is going to be a VOD of a stream that we did on Wednesday. If you saw the stream, you already know the record, but I won't spoil it for the YouTubers who have not seen the stream yet. So, without further ado, let's get into some Magic. I'll see you back in just a little bit for number 1. I'm in. Just a fool for you. Just a fool for you. Monkey never wants to cast our cards. People are over concerned with having an answer to it in this deck, I think. Well, No, I mean the amount of times where I've had my opponent monkey and cast a Shardless on turn 2. I don't know. I just it's tough. It's tough. What are the best decks now? Elementals, Rhinos. I don't even know. Some sort of DRC deck. I don't even know what the best DRC deck is. Probably Grixis, but I try any Ravenous Trap in Legacy. In the Legacy Rhinos deck. No. I think the only thing the Legacy deck was missing was Blood Moon. Blood Moon is sicko in Legacy. Especially when you have 8 Spirit Guides. Silent Spec coming back with a tier 1 for 2 months has been learning a lot from this channel. Thanks for the content. Thank you for the 2 months. I appreciate that. Glad you're enjoying the content. Glad it could be helpful. Sub him in the chat, please, and thank you. There it is. How much better would this hand be with Karizov's expertise? It may just be the same, right? It's the joke. Selling your goodbyes. Is there any reason to fire now? Oh, because they can respond and make a Saga token. Yes, I should fire now. I'm just gonna get a mountain, I think. What you say? Oh, I should fire upkeep. So if I have to force, yes, I should fire upkeep. Because then if I have to force and they have a, oh no, it doesn't matter. What am I saying? I'm dumb. Because the Sentinel's gonna be gone. I'm stupid, chat. Never mind. Doesn't matter. It does not matter at all. Have I seen the 4-color Lure splashing away for Prismatic and Cascade? If so, what's my opinion on that variant? Is the mana base actually palatable in that deck? It just seems like whenever I see these really greedy Luris decks, I don't know, the mana scares the crap out of me. Deck's all good cards, but go. I think they have Cauldron in their hand. I think we're gonna get them pretty good. Oh, I'm gonna get needled. I'm a dumbass. I'm gonna get needled. Should have fetched. Just hit F2 without paying attention. I didn't get needled. I mean, I don't want to bounce needle, but yeah, I could bounce needle. I think it's good. I just don't know that it's the best DRC deck. Because I think you get a lot of advantages from playing Grixis in the Luris mirrors. Yeah, the DRC mirrors. Like you get to play Kolaghan's Command, you get to play Terminate as a clean answer to Murktide, you get to play Luris. Like, if I was only playing against Luris mirrors, I would much rather be on the Grixis version. Sure. So it's good. I just don't know that it's the best DRC deck. Alright, so. Oh, that's all they're doing? Hmm. I mean, I guess I just bounced this. I need to get a red source in case I hardcast this Fury. The way that I heart. Hmm. What's this on? This is on 1, right? I'm just gonna pass. Passing is really bad if they just randomly have Cauldron in their hand. There's like no chance they have Cauldron, right? They would have just Cauldron last turn. Yeah, but why should I get God? Yeah, there's just no reason to get God. Alright, go. You think Fury plus Merc? Kinda want to just hardcast the Fury. But I could have played Murktide there too. Maybe that was better. Might have been better. Yeah, that might have been better. Because now they get a 5/5 that I can't kill. Yeah. This is probably worse. You're probably right. Yeah, this was dumb. Why did I do this? You're right. Also that. Yeah, this was bad. Alright, go. Maybe is the way. So I could force pitch. Just hardcast force. I think I like hardcasting force. No. I think I just have another portable hole. I fucked this game up. Did not play this game very well. Can make a 6/6 double block. 3. Wish I had one more mana so I could also play a Bone Crusher Giant. I'm just gonna tap out. The intention of double blocking. It's not good, but go. Yeah, I could have also bounced. I played this game horribly. The turn that I could have cast Fury, pitch Bone Crusher Giant, I definitely should have. I didn't see them just equipping the Nettle System, making a 5/5. That was just awful. Because then I would have also taken them off mana, because they would have had a creature in play. Yeah, I should have played Fury that turn. Alright. So trade Murktide for this. I mean, if I draw a land, I'm still probably in good shape. A land or a red card. Disaster. So they have a land to equip, maybe? They might have a land to equip. Trying to tap a mana in combat. People love these like weird black-white. I tried this deck last week and I hated it. Alright, never punished. Sort of. Sort of never punished. Let me get another Fury back. We're chilling. We are chillin'. Chillaxin'. Yeah, 2/3/3 doubles breakers. They've also been choked on mana for a while. And like they have to be able to double spell. I mean, hypothetically, they can play a 1-drop and equip the Nettle Cyst. But if they don't have another land, I can just kill the Stoneforge Mystic. Wonder if we just play Fury and Dead God and get off Crusher. I like Crusher a lot when in the games where you're like they're preventing you from doing your thing. I like it. But yeah, I don't know. There is something to be said about always having a one-man answer to Ragavan, just like maxing out on Dead Gons. But like Dead Gon doesn't go upstairs. There's definitely spots where it's worse for sure. But they got a Shadow Spear. All right. Well, I messed up this game horribly, and I still might win? Question mark. See, play badly, get rewarded. You know, the Doom way of life. All right, that's a chump blocker. That is a chump blocker. Do they have any haste creatures in their deck that I could lose to? I don't think so. Yeah, they knew about the second Fury too, so. What's opponent even on? Like there was a list that top aided I think it was last week's challenge. It was Black White, Urza Saga. There's a lot of weird stuff. See, like, I'm not sure if I want Blood Moon against them. I think I do. Force of Negation is terrible. I'm also not a huge fan of Bone Crusher Giant. What if I did something like this? Yeah, maybe I don't want the Blood Moons. Maybe 2 Blood Moons? This looks Gucci. Let's do that. Where do I go to get all the 5.0 deck temps? mtggoldfish.com. And you can like go to their like I'll show you. Show you real quick. So this is like their main page, and you just go decks, metagame, click on modern, and then it shows you like all of the recent decks. This is the latest posted league, latest posted prelim, challenge, all different stuff. Bring out the worst in me. That's true. Both teams made some potential mistakes. I agree. Because like knowing that we had the second Fury, maybe they were supposed to just crack the. I don't even know what they're looking for though at that point. Tide Hollow Sculler plus Urza Saga is not a combo. I learned that the hard way. I learned that the hard way. It's not exactly where you want to be. And like time walking yourself, they build the 3 chat. Time walking yourself to play the. Okay, yeah. If I lose this game, I'm ending the stream. I hope I lose this game. But you're starting to slip. If you lose, just uninstall. Yeah. No, I can wait on that. I can wait on that. I don't need to play it yet. We got a lot of shirt compliments today. Thank you, Wonderboy. People are noticing. If you want your own shirt, head over to coalesceapparel.shop. They have some awesome MTG inspired apparel. Really awesome stuff. They fit nice too. Like I'm a big guy and the fit's good. Wait, no, I don't want to discard. In my grip. Bring out the worst in me. Yep. Yeah, exactly. Run the jewels. RTJ. It's like, here. It's like Row the Jewels, but this is supposed to be a Mox Sapphire kind of thing. This is quite the game. This is quite the game. Okay. Guess I will discard Shardless Agent. Maybe a Borrower. Probably a Borrower. It's myself. Not someone else. You want a Vigor there? Eh. I don't want to do it alone. They have one card. It's going to be a Prismari Command. I guess I should have just killed the Saga, huh? I wanted them to play another artifact. You know? Yeah, whatever. I'm just going to do it now. Oh, they have sixth. Sedge. Thinking that this has been an interesting match to say the least. Is it me against myself? Like someone else? This has been an interesting match, chat. Do it's exclamation point coalesce. So the website is coalesceapparel.shop. There's tons and tons of stuff over there. Anytime. Promo code Doomlink, 10% off. I get a little kickback. Helps out the stream. All right, they have a 3/3. Not for much longer. About the same. Tenya. I don't even know if that was better than just playing another Shardless Agent, but whatever. I would have conceded 6 turns ago. As soon as I hit the mulligan to 4, I would have conceded. I would have been off it. As soon as I go to 4 cards, I'm out of here. We're done. We're done. And your round keeps changing. I've been thinking that maybe Reed Duke would not have conceded, though. Reed Duke would not have conceded. Are the t-shirts flame retardant? I don't think they make flame retardant t-shirts. And I probably would have made top 16 if there was a match. I was playing a Devotion Mirror, and my opponent, we were like doing a whole bunch of stuff, and we were in extra turns. If you didn't know the Devotion Mirror, there was this card called, what was it called? It was Mastery of the Unseen. So basically, the idea was you would both make a shit ton of mana, and you just dump that into Mastery of the Unseen. So we were both like doing all this stuff where I think I miscounted. I think I had like 40 mana or something, and I miscounted my mana by 1. Basically, I just didn't make a token when I could have because I miscounted my mana by 1, and then I ended up on turn 5 of extra turns being 1 damage short when I could have made an extra token. And then I took a draw that round, and then with the draw I ended up finishing what I said, top 50, whatever. So they have Counterspell. So I think I lead on Fire. Because if that resolves, I'm much happier. And then if they counter it, then I can Fury. So let's do that. This is also better if they, like, instead of countering, try to go Thought Scour themselves to turn on Delirium. Oh, they just didn't counter it. Well, that works too. Okay. Yeah, the nice thing about leading fire first is if they have Thought Scour, they try to Delirium, I can then Fury. I guess I wouldn't want to do that, but I could. Oh, that felt good. It might have been the worst. Dude, do you remember the tournament where I think it was Corey Baumeister, the GP? It was like GP Miami, I think, where he won with Devotion? It was so bad. It was so bad for coverage. Trying to figure out what's happening in a Devotion mirror. It was awful. It was awful. Ooh. I'm not playing around Spell Pierce. You're gonna make me show me you're gonna show me the Spell Pierce. I don't want you to show me the Spell Pierce, but I mean, we can kind of assume they didn't, right? Because if they had Spell Pierce, they probably would have cast it on the fire. So you quit standard because of the devotion decks. I mean, honestly, they weren't. If you, I think prior to Mastery of the Unseen, they weren't that bad. When they were like green red, those were fine because you were just dying pretty quickly. You know, they weren't just sitting there dirtling with Mastery of the Unseen. But Mastery just made it so miserable. Yeah, the green white devotion GP was so bad. It's meant to be, then it's chemical. Okay. I was gonna wait on the outburst, but now I kind of want to cast it. If they have the one explosives, it's kind of bad though. This puts them to 7. I guess I should probably wait. Yeah, I'm gonna wait because if they have like explosives, crack plus Murktide, like they go Murktide pass, I can just end step like cast a borrower or something, or just bounce the, you know what I mean, and then force them to pop and then do it. So yeah, I'm just gonna hold up my mana. They sometimes have one explosives main deck. I don't want to play into it. It's like no reason not to, or there's no reason to play into it. I think. Back on Fury. Yeah, I tried with that. Tried it without Fury yesterday, and I was not impressed. I missed it a lot. I played 2 leagues without Fury. Actually, I played 3 leagues without Fury, and I missed it a lot. So I'm back on Fury. It's too good. Let's get 2 5-0s. I mean, I'm almost 7 hours in. This is gonna be my last league for sure. Yeah, stomp on my turn too. Stays yet to come. Pick it up. Pick it up, up. Pick it up. Off it. So this is how I was sideboarding against Murktide. Let's see if you guys think what your thoughts on this is. That's how I was boarding against them. Oh, I wanted the Dead Gone of the draw. Maybe I didn't bring in the Clothis on the draw. It feels weird to not bring in Clothis, but the problem with this on the draw is it doesn't match up that well against their like really aggressive starts, and that's the most of what you lose to. What do you think about this? I think I like this. Oh yeah, Murktide's awesome. I think the first Murktide is really good. I think Jace is too slow. Yeah, like I get they bring in Chalice, but I think a lot of what I'm trying to do post board is interact with them on a 1-for-1 basis. I mean, obviously I have Fury too, but I'm trying to prolong the game and just play through it. You know, like if they're stopping my Rhinos, I'm just trying to kill them with non-Rhinos cards. At least that's the theory. But like Prismaric Commit is just it doesn't kill any of their stuff. Like on turn 3, killing a Ragavan is not good. It doesn't kill Channeler. It doesn't kill Murktide. It's just like I really don't like it. I'm still not 100% sure on Endurance. I think if you didn't like Blood Moon, you could play Endurance over Blood Moon, but Endurance just felt awkward in these kinds of matchups. Word out all the rhinos, yeah. 5 head. Ooh. I think I'm just gonna main phase that. Yeah, I'm gonna get steam vents. Easy main phase. Had it though. Had it. Had it. Had it. Yeah, you're not really pitching, right? Endurance isn't in your deck to pitch cast. It's mostly in your deck that to just hard cast it. That's where it's good. But I don't know how you beat Black Base Lyris deck with no Endurance late line. You think those matchups are bad? I don't think they're that bad. We have Borrower. Could bounce this. The way that I play this matchup post board is just a lot of draw go. A lot of draw go and just kind of like waiting until I find a spot to, set up a like end step borrower and then kind of just cast a flurry of spells. I play this matchup a lot different than you would think. It's kind of like not intuitive. But yeah, it's weird. Like I'm just okay with sitting in just sitting here doing nothing as long as they're doing nothing, you know. That's kind of where I'm at. See, now I can just cast this if I wanted to. Which I think I'll wait because I want to stomp them. Yeah, I'll just wait. Yeah, well, we have Borrower, you know. Wrigley Fetsu71, thank you very, very much for the Twitch Prime. I appreciate that. Hope you're having a good day today. Can we get some sub hype in the chat, please, and thank you. Will I give back a chance to Phoenix Lich in Modern? I don't know how much I like that deck. It was okay, but I'm down to fight here because they have 5 mana, which means if they have Murktide, they can just cast Murktide and pay for it anyways. So I think I like fighting. But like now they have 1 card. If we draw a Borrower, we can just cast Rhinos. So I don't know. I like our spot. They have 1 card. Artifact, sorcery, land, instant creature. I'm just gonna cast that. Why no Triumph or Gemstone? Well, we have a Gemstone. I don't like Triumph because I hate tap lands. It's really really bad having your 3rd land enter the battlefield tapped. It's just detrimental. You can't do it. So I'm not a huge fan of the tap lands. Wait, are they dead? No, it's only 10, right? If I cast double outburst, I can cast this for +1/+0 next turn. Probably gonna go for it. Let's see why not. Yeah, I guess there's no point now. I guess going for it's better if they have a counter spell. A lot worse if they have a removal spell, though. Damage. Bang. +1/+0. Easy. Get out of here. Turtle's almost always playing Burn. I'm going to keep the sand. Jesterson99 coming in with a Twitch Prime. Thank you very much. Can we get some sub hype in the chat, please? And thank you. That's the reason to run Outburst and no other reason? Exactly. Current list would look like for this deck. Need to get cards for Hunter Burden. Talk about the Rhinos deck. This is my current list. The list that we're playing right now. Exclamation point deck. Bower Power coming back with the Prime for 3 months. Thank you for the 3 months, Bower Power. Appreciate that. Sub hype in the chat. Thank you for all of the love and support today, and every day for that matter. Y'all are what make me keep coming back here, so really, really appreciate that. We had a hype train? A hype train? Say it ain't so. Wonderboy gifting a sub to My Name is Bronus. Thank you for the gifted sub. Appreciate that. Scam train alert. Scam train alert. Really appreciate all the love and really appreciate all the love and support. Y'all are the best. And I don't have to take damage? Still probably gonna die, but you know. Nope. Feelings of buying red-black aggro and paper currently in regards to being worried about bans. Red-black aggro, you mean the Lurrus deck? I don't think I'd worry too much about bans from that deck. Force? Force. Attack for 8, and hope they have nothing. Trying to think. I guess there's a reason to play the Misty in case I want to like stomp plus bounce. I don't know. They have 1 card. I mean, there's no difference between 1 and 2, right? Absolutely none. Here comes the gut shot. Dude, they don't play gut shot. Get out of here. Dead. Dead. So against Burn, I like this. And I kind of don't like it's weird. The games you lose to Burn are the ones that involve a bunch of spells. You're usually favored against the draws that have a lot of creatures. So I don't really think you want to bring in Fire Spout. I'm going to bring in 2 Force of Vigor, because it kills Eidolon, and sometimes they have, like, Roiling Vortex and shit. I don't know. Floatus is way too slow. I think I'm going to keep this hand. I'm gonna try it. I don't know if this hand's actually good, but I want to see how it plays out. Love getting high. You like the speed on the play? Really? Maybe. Don't think I have time for that one. How have you felt this matchup is? I think it's close. Still not sure who's favored, but... Finding Furies and Dallas is impossible, and Dead Guns. Oh, so there's a lot of people playing that deck? Kind of not surprised. If that was one of the more played decks at the HBO, I would not be surprised. Chat, we're halfway on the level 2 hype train. Don't let it die. Don't let it die, chat. Don't let it die. I think I actually don't have time for this either. I'll do this. Yes, the creature draw is much easier to handle because you have a lot of removal. You have Dead Gone, you have Fury, your deck is just all shocks, you know? So that's why the theory is it's a lot easier to beat their creature heavy hands. Like, imagine their hand is just Goblin Guide Swift Spear, I have Fury to clean it up, you know? That being said, I don't think I can keep this hand. It's close, and this is kind of what you're looking for. Like, Fury plus Force. Kind of has everything rolled up. I think, you know what? I think I changed my mind. I think I'm going to keep it. I think I changed my mind. Sure. Had it. Okay, that resolves. So I want to go Steam Vents. No, I can't get Forest. So I have to go... Stomping Ground Island, so I can cast Shardless. Yeah, Stomping Ground Island. On a Saturday night. Okay. So let's get Island off of this. And pass. Maybe it was better to Fury that instead of Bone Crusher. Yeah, it was probably better to just pitch. Yeah, this is probably worse than what I did. I probably should have just cast Fury. TBH. So this is going to put me to 11. I'm just going to let this happen. And then I can Fury it. So we go to 10. Fury it, play Shardless, hold up Force. This should be good. I'm going to save the other Stomp. I think. Alright, bang. Go. Yeah, so I should have Furied instead of trying to cast Stomp. But Fetch Island was the play? Perhaps? Oh, because they get upkeep. Yeah, you're right. Yep, you're right. I'm dumb. Should have fetched Island. Oh, I'm actually going to lose because of it. Nope. Just kidding. So they go to 4. Oh, they're also just dead. Yeah, they're also just dead. Nothing mattered. Rhino, let's go. Easy. On the draw. I think Kasana's not quite there. Sand's better. I got you, and you know you got me. We got everything. Why did I know that was going to happen? Why did I know that was going to happen? I would recommend Fury. I'd recommend Fury. I went to the concert in the real world last night. Was it at the Palladium? Who'd you see? Oh, you went to that show? I've always wanted to see them. I haven't seen them yet. I think I'm breaking, maybe it's in my blood. Collective brutality. Okay. So maybe they were just force checking me. They still might have the persist. I still don't want to shuffle the Rhinos back in. So I'm just going to do this. I mean, it sucks that they know what I drew, but
even after we cast the Shardless, they know there are other 2 cards, so they know we can't have Force anyways. So second time seeing them put on a good show. If I was a cut line for one bit. Oh yeah, I can imagine. I can imagine. All right, we need a petty theft. I need a petty theft. Petty theft be please. Dead Gone also works. Petty theft or Dead Gone. It's too goddamn easy, chat. It's too goddamn easy. I think I'm breaking down. They're gonna combo me again? What is this top deck thing? Right-hander confirmed. I mean, they're just gonna have the persist. They're just gonna have Unmarked Grave persist again, right? Or Liliana plus. Oh, that's a card. It's a magic card. I think I'm breaking. Maybe it's in my blood. No, I just wasn't winning with the other decks. They have another ending. Okay. Well, I assume they would have cast Persist if they had it, so I think they don't have Persist. Could have like Unburial Rites or something. Kind of want to just cast this. Actually, So here's the thing, right? If I don't cast, if they put the Archon into play, I sack a Rhino, discard Fury. They know my last card's Bone Crusher. They're just not going to block. And I think in the scenario where I draw another bounce spell after they put their thing into play, it's better if I cast the Bone Crusher. So that's my thinking. I kind of assume if they have it, I'm just going to lose anyways, but... Alright, they don't have it. Cool. I was thinking of a Wrath. I wasn't thinking about a Wrath, but... That is a card that could be in their deck. Alright. Land is actually good, because that leaves me to hold up this. They have a Wrath. Although if they had a Wrath, they probably would have let the Rhinos resolve, right? And then just take 12 cast Wrath. So they probably don't have a Wrath. Really? I'm kind of surprised they just didn't take a Rhino there. Huh. That's weird. Couldn't they just take a Rhino and trade? And then just leave me with a Bone Crusher Giant? Huh. Which games did I bring in Clothis in? Mostly for the Luris decks, Lucanus. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking too, Walloompa. I'm really shocked they didn't steal there. We need a steal command. We need a steal command. Well, they could have cast it before attacks, right? If they cast it before I attack, then they have an untapped Rhino. Yeah. Steal is worse against Borrower, true, but... I don't know. Maybe they have Cryptic? Maybe I shouldn't cast the Borrower here. I don't know if their deck plays Cryptic. I'm just going to cast it. This might be bad if they have, like, Cryptic into Wrath, but they don't. Alright, cool. Esper Reanimator. I would assume Dispute's good. And I think that's it. I want to keep all the bounce spells because that's my best answer to Archon. I think I might want this too. I think Murktide's probably not great. I think Fury is kind of bad. And I guess that's it. Maybe the Clothis over like a Prismari command. I feel like Clothis is probably too slow though. You think Moon's good against them? Would you rather have Moon than Prismari command? Probably, right? Although, is Moon good on the draw? Like, imagine Blood Moon on the draw when they just cast Unmarked Grave on turn 2. It's just like, that's just, you know what I mean? Maybe on the play, but on the draw it seems kind of sus. Not that Prismari command is that good against them on the draw anyways, but digs me to more bounce spells, I guess. I think I'm going to do it Blood Moon on the play, but not on the draw. I do that a lot with Blood Moon. I just don't bring it in a lot on the draw. It's really good on the play in some matchups, but on the draw, it's just not where you want to be. This hand seems awesome to keep. I want to buy this deck in paper. Some of the cards are way too expensive. Moon's hard to beat if they're playing my version. Even on the draw, though, I don't know. I just envision scenarios where they just cast Unmarked Grave on turn 2 and persist on turn 3, and you're sitting there with a Blood Moon in your hand. It's just like, I don't know. I don't love it. Maybe a Miser's Moon. I'm gonna ice them. I'll be black mana. Yeah, maybe one's good. I could see one. All right, land go. I'm gonna fight pretty hard over this, I think. I'm gonna fight pretty hard over this. At least fight once. So what happens if I fight twice? I force, they counter, I force, and I'm left with a force and nothing else. Or I could just leave myself with a Shardless Agent, but that's bad if they have another, like a sweeper or something. Like I could go force pitch borrower, win the fight, attack for 8, put them to 11, slam Shardless. I don't know if they have explosives though. Maybe the play is leave with Shardless, and then just don't cast the Shardless. Yeah. Yeah, I think I like that. If they have like 2 1-mana counter spells, this is bad. But well, I mean, you know, you know, reasons go. I could have cast the Shardless, but if they have explosives, it's really bad. Same with like Verdict or some shit. No, they get a Fluster, like Fluster Spell Pierce or something. Just gonna get a basic. What's this? So maybe I was wrong. Oh, did I punt by fetching? I punted by fetching, didn't I? If they have their own dispute. Yeah, I punted by fetching. They don't have dispute. She were, but we're not that different. So Snapcaster Chump Block go to 1. Alright, I think I'm just gonna pass. Yeah, I'm just gonna pass. If they have the reanimation spell, passing is bad, but I don't know. I'm just worried about a Wrath. Maybe this is dumb. Okay, yeah, that's... I'm a dumbass. Yep, I'm a dumbass. Oh no. Oh, I threw this game. Should've just fucking cast it. I should've cast it. Unmarked Graves, Snapcaster Mage. Okay. Or Persist Snapcaster Mage. Okay, we got him. Whew. Alright. Scared there for a second. Chat, prediction time. Opponent is playing 61 cards. And I'm going to keep my hand. Forgot to vote. You say that every single time, Brad. I'm never going to believe you. I'm never going to believe you. That deck was pretty wild. Yes. Yes. Cascade into Tribal Flames. As Richard Garfield intended. As Richard Garfield intended. I mean, I'm probably going to try it at some point, for better or for worse, but I can't imagine it's good. I haven't tried Flesh and Blood, but I've heard some good things about it. That game sounds fun. Show me the Spell Pierce. Show me the Spell Pierce. Does anyone have the list for the Black Green Titan Reanimator deck? As a matter of fact, I have this saved as a tab on my Twitter, so there you go. Alright, double ending, we take those. Upstairs, what's your life total at? Yeah, take 5. What are you at? Take 5. Kind of want to play this. What's this on? This is on 2. Yeah, I want to cast this. I don't know if this is right, but I want to cast this. Any progress on the Esper Urza Asmo deck? It's just the same. No, I haven't changed anything. I think the last list that I had was pretty good with the main deck Thoughtseizes. Yeah, I lost Swap. That was tough. That was tough. I also got ridiculously unlucky and drew the bar where that one turn, like the turn after you persisted. I should not have won that game. So they're gonna go land Renin 6-. Is that what this is? It has to be, right? But then I can just go Fury, Pitch Command, kill the Dwarf and the Renin 6. So, or I could just draw a land, right? If I just draw a land, this is insane. It's so fucking good if I draw a land here. Oh my god, give me a land. Give me a land. I guess I shouldn't have fetched if I needed to draw land. Yeah, I'm just gonna pitch it. I want to kill both of these. And I think I'm just gonna wait on the outburst. Because of Prismatic Ending and maybe Teferi. Alright, they drew an island. You gotta know. So we get 2 Rhinos here, 2 Rhinos on our upkeep, and they pretty much have to kill us next turn. Which they don't. Cool. Up a game, chat. Let's go. Up a game. Island. All these lists usually have an island, just because they're so weak to Blood Moon. They also have a Plains in their sideboard, too. Definitely a good Blood Moon matchup, I will say that. What do you think is bad in this matchup? I'm not really sure. Maybe Fury is bad? Although Fury does clean up Teferi and Ren quite nicely. I think I want to keep Force of Negation. Bone Crusher Giant's probably bad. Maybe I can cut like Bone Crushers and 2 Furies. Prismari Command is also kind of medium. They are playing the Velomachus. Well, not Velomachus, but they're playing like the Emrakul Indomitable Creativity deck. You hate Mood against them? They can't beat it. They actually can't beat it, right? They Creativity through it? Their mana is so bad. When I played against Zan, and Zan was playing that deck, I just cast Blood Moon and he conceded. I don't know. My experience is Blood Moon is just lights out against them. Yeah, like what Corey's saying is they can get treasures. I get it. I understand it, but it's too good. Especially if you can fight over it. I think it's way too good. If you only have 3 Fury, what would you play in the 4th? Probably the 4th Prismari Command. Or maybe, no, the 2nd Dead Gone. The 2nd Dead Gone for sure. I think I'm going to do something like this. Actually, I don't like Murktide against them. I'm going to keep the Fury. I think Murktide's kind of shit against them. I think it's good play or draw. I think I just want it in general. See, I'm on the draw with the turn 2 Blood Moon. What am I pitching? Pitching Fury, right? Yeah. I like pitch Fury there. Would you bet against me? You usually do bet against me. Oh my god. What are these draws? What are these draws? How is this reasonable? How is this remotely reasonable? Alright. Got it. No, 1 Cavern. 1 Cavern, I'm just the luckiest. 1 Cavern, I just had it both games. NBD. Yeah, this should be lights out. I'm even gonna kill the red in 6. There's like no reason not to. Stuck inside. Go. You don't need blue. Yeah, we're fine. Not sure why we took 2. Yeah, I guess there's no reason to. Good point. Maybe their plan is the creativity by Rhinos. Yeah, this game's over. Well, congrats on the believers. Congratulations. We're slowly catching up, chat. We're slowly catching up, 1 trophy at a time. We're back up here. We're back with the big boys. We're back with the big boys, chat. Feels good, man.